Have you ever been stumped by that little SA tacked onto the end of a Spanish verb? Trust me, you are not alone. Today, we are going to unlock that puzzle. And by the end of this, you'll see it's not a problem at all. Actually, it's a secret key to understanding Spanish on a way deeper level.
Right? You're reading something, you're chugging along, and then boom, you see a verb, like lavarse or sentirse. You know the main verb, but what is that se doing there? It's a question every single person learning Spanish asks, and today, we're going to get you the answer.
Okay, let's just look at this right here. It's super simple. On the left, you have lavar el coche, to wash the car. The action, the washing, goes outward to an object, the car. But on the right, lavarse las manos, to wash one's own hands. See that? The action reflects back on the person doing it. And honestly, that's the whole secret right there. That se is just a little flag that says, hey, the doer and the receiver of this action, they're the same person.
So here's our game plan. We'll start with the mystery of that tense. Then we'll get this core mirror idea down. After that, you'll meet the pronouns, figure out where to put them, and then we'll explore some really cool uses that go way beyond the basics. And at the end, I've got a little challenge for you. So let's jump in.
So what really is that C? Think of it like a signpost. When you see it on the infinitive form of a verb, it's just telling you, heads up, this verb can be used reflexively. It's a signal that the action has the potential to reflect back on whoever's doing it.
Now, the absolute key to making this click is a really simple metaphor. I like to call it the mirror action. Once you see it this way, I promise it all just starts to make perfect sense.
Okay, so here's the formal textbook definition. A reflexive verb is used when the subject of the sentence is both the doer of the action and the receiver of that action. So if I wash my hands, I am both the washer and, the washee.
And this is why that mirror idea works so well. Seriously, just imagine you're standing in front of a mirror. Anything you do, brushing your hair, washing your face, you're doing it to yourself. That's a reflexive action. The verb reflects back on you, just like your own image in the mirror. Simple as that.
All right, so how do we actually build sentences with these things? Well, we need a special set of words called reflexive pronouns. They're the essential link between the person doing the action and the action that's reflecting back on them.
And the best news is, these pairings are super straightforward. Every subject pronoun has its own dedicated reflexive pronoun. Yo always goes with me. Tú always goes with te. Nosotros with nos. It is a direct one-to-one match every single time, which makes them so much easier to remember.
Okay, so we've got our pronouns, but where do we actually put them in a sentence? It might seem a little complicated, but there are basically just 3 simple rules you need to know.
Here they are, your 3 main options. By far the most common is putting it right before the main conjugated verb. The other 2 options involve sticking it right on the end of a verb, either attached to an infinitive or to a gerund, which is that ing form. Let's see what these look like in action.
Here's option 1, the classic. The subject is yo, so we use the pronoun me. The verb, cepillo, is conjugated, so that me just slides right in before it. Yo me cepillo. See? Easy.
Now for option 2, you'll see this a lot when you have 2 verbs back-to-back, like van a vestir. You just take the pronoun, in this case se for ellos, and you attach it directly to the end of the infinitive. It becomes one single word, vestirse.
And our third option works pretty much the same way, but with the gerund. Estoy lavando means I am washing. We attach me to the end, but, and this is important, notice that little accent mark on lavando me. Here's the key takeaway. When you stick a pronoun onto the end of a gerund like this, you almost always need to add an accent to keep the natural stress of the word in the right place. Okay, so we've got the mechanics down, but reflexive verbs are used for so much more than just waking up and showering. Let's really expand our universe and see where else these pop up.
We can basically break down their uses into a few major categories. You've got your daily routines, of course, but they are also absolutely essential for talking about changes of emotion, for reciprocal actions that people do to each other, and, this is a cool one, even to completely change a verb's meaning.
This is Reflexive Verbs 101, right? Waking yourself up, showering yourself, shaving yourself. All these everyday actions you do to your own body, use the reflexive form. Me despierto, te duchas, se afeita. We get it.
Now this is a more subtle but really powerful use. Reflexive verbs are perfect for talking about the process of changing how you feel. So in Spanish, you don't just are angry, you become angry. Enojarse. You aren't just bored, you get bored. Aburrirse. The reflexive verb perfectly captures that little moment of transition.
Reflexive verbs have another cool trick up their sleeve, but only when you're using them with plural subjects like we or they. They can show that an action is reciprocal, that it's being done to each other. And this is a perfect example. Nos abrazamos doesn't mean we hug ourselves. Because the subject is plural, we, that reflexive pronoun nos signals that the action is happening between us. We hug each other.
Okay, listen up, because this right here is a pro-level tip that will unlock so much for you in Spanish. Sometimes, making a verb reflexive doesn't just reflect the action, it completely changes the meaning. Look at this. Ir means to go, but irse means to leave. Dormir is to sleep, but dormirse is the specific moment of falling asleep. That little se is a total game changer. It literally turns one verb into a whole new one.
All right, so you've seen the what, the why, and the how. We've gone through the rules, we've even looked at the cool exceptions. Now it is time for you to take all this knowledge and actually put it into practice.
So let's do a quick-fire recap. Number 1, remember the mirror. The action reflects back on the subject. 2, always match the pronoun to the subject. Yo goes with me, tu with de, and so on. 3, put that pronoun in the right place, either before the conjugated verb or stuck to the end of an infinitive or gerund. And finally, remember they're for so much more than just your morning routine.
So here's your first challenge. Right now, what's your next move going to be? Are you going to say, me levanto, to get up and start something new? Or me acuesto, to go to bed and end the day? Use the right phrase for yourself. From now on, every time you see a verb with se, don't just see a grammar rule. Ask yourself, is this a mirror? Is this an emotional change, or is this a secret new meaning just waiting for me to unlock it? Happy learning.